Should we be looking at the Taylor of it all more closely? Should we be paying more attention to what's happening with Taylor and the It Ends With Us case? Because I was thinking about this, and I know I've made a post about it before, but then something my brain just won't let go of it. My brain just won't let go of it because it feels like there's something there. And before, we didn't know that there were text messages between Blake Lively and Taylor Swift in this December era. Now, the reason why I want to revisit this and want to talk about it again and wonder if we need to question the connection between Taylor and this whole saga is because I understand Taylor Easter eggs. I understand that in many ways Blake wanted to be on board with the Easter egging and has tried to do similar in her own life, in her own works. But what stands out to me now is that she and Taylor were definitely communicating leading up to the release of this article. And what now stands out to me even more is that this definitely echoes back to this and this and this. And what it makes me realize is Blake could very easily have known. I mean, we already know, I already did a post linking this type of Easter egging to this, and how now that the album is out, we can see that some of the outfits weren't just about Lily Bloom, but they were also possibly signaling the themes of the life of a showgirl. And so it just brings me back to the fact that we now know they were communicating in December of 2024. And so it makes me question even more if Taylor, because at that point, Blake wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known what the album art looked like. She wouldn't have known all of those details. Not to the extent that she could have put together this graphic, but it makes me wonder if maybe Taylor had a bigger hand in the release of this article, not just in the connection to Megan Twohey, not just in the connection to the New York Times, allegedly, supposedly, but being that perhaps Taylor was helping Blake construct the image. And Taylor, in some way, wanted to tie this together with her telling of the story of the life of a showgirl, and wanted to bring all of this together because Taylor, in talking about the life of a showgirl, she's saying like all of this is a part of the life that a showgirl has to live, all of the things that she's subjected to, all of the things that she endures, etc. And so it makes me wonder if Taylor had a part in helping put together the graphics. Because why? How else would this be relevant to the telling of this story? There could have been so many other ways that this was depicted. The New York Times could have chosen so many other graphics. There could have been so many other ways to put together illustrations for this article, and yet they are so closely relevant to the life of a showgirl. And now that we know how many, what's the word I'm looking for, inside jokes were being made in the making of the videos, the songs, etc., it just makes me wonder if this was part of a bigger plan, that maybe Taylor thought they were going to come out on top in the end. And so, of course, she's going to bring her best friend along on the ride with her through the making of the life of a showgirl. And that it could just be another inside joke that's so funny so funny to do this to a man who doesn't deserve it.